Wow. Whose responsibility is that supposed to be? The maintenance person.
That's what we're talking about.
That is- Rock and roll thing. And she said that, she said to close it up right now. And I just noticed how bad that whole place was. It does.
Okay, well, he's gonna do that.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Don't make me use the gavel.
Well, that's-
Okay, I call this Hildebran Town Council meeting to order. Thank everyone for being here. I would remind everyone that no one is to speak unless they're called on by the council or staff during the meeting. Unless, of course, you sign up for your 3 minutes. So, we will go ahead, we will begin with a moment of silence. Thank you. Jody, would you lead us in the pledge?
Stand by the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, review and adoption of the agenda. Look that over and make a motion whenever you're ready.
I'd like to add something to the agenda.
Okay,
We need to send Gary up to Harbor Freight. Get a shopping trip for tools. And another thing, you need to get he's an air fix down there, Mike. In his mic shop.
okay, so we'll put that. So that will be under new business. Right. And put it 7A.
7A new business.
Okay. All right, is there anything else? Any other changes? All right, I'll open it for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
All in favor? Thank you. Approval of minutes, and I don't believe the same people were here for both of them, right, Alice? So we'll have to do them separate. Oh, it doesn't matter? Okay. All right, August 25th, 2025 regular meeting minutes and September 10th, 2025 special meeting minutes. Make a motion whenever you're ready.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for August 25 and on September the 10th.
All in favor? Thank you. Public comments? Anybody signed up?
The budget for each fund.
Okay. We'll move on to number 6, old business. 6A, consider approval of budget amendments to move operational funds into the auditorium renovation fund. And I believe Rick is going to comment on that.
It's not any new spending, it's just moving the funds around. We've got a grant from the state, but they require it to be in a separate account, so even though we got money up front, we still kind of have to front it before we can move it back into the account. They wanted it specifically in its own account, so every time we do something, they can see exactly what's happening.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the budget amendment to move operational funds into the auditorium renovation fund.
All in favor? Thank you. 6B, discussion.
I think you need
Oh, what to do?
one to move in and then one to move it out. Is that,
They can do
they can be
it.
together? Okay, I thought it said they had to have their own amendment. So you can do it in one motion?
There's two budget amendments, but they can approve them with one motion.
Now B,
Sorry.
okay, discussion on existing restroom conditions in auditorium. Anybody have any discussion?
I think they'll be outdated. I don't think we have to do it.
Yeah, still like I said,
Yeah, I think the only reason why it wasn't included in the first place is because nobody asked them to include it. Because, you know, an architect or somebody that's not gonna leave out 2 bathrooms, you just wasn't told to renovate them. But I do think they need to be updated, and I think maybe we have to get some kind of idea of what we need to do. And, we can use DDI or get quotes from other people too. I don't think it has to be part of their contract.
I know what they had the caution tape on the one urinal in the men's up there, the neighbors up there.
Yeah, that one's been fixed. Essentially what it is, we have older lines. Some of the stuff will break off at some point. Once it gets to the urinal itself, I think it's as simple as tapping the stuff with a wrench.
Valve.
Yeah, the valve, just tapping it. Once that stuff goes through it, it gets back to working. But I think that's beside the point of what you all were talking about.
Well, it shouldn't be any trash coming through the water lines getting stuck in the valve either. I don't know where the garbage is coming from unless it's just bad water lines.
Well, there's a lot of lead lines over there that kind of rusts from the inside, and that
Oh,
stuff
lead
breaks loose and gets clogged up in those works. Did I say lead lines? Not lead lines, not cast iron.
I hope there's not lead.
Yeah. My
I was
apologies.
drinking more out of the water fountain.
I'm signed by it.
Well,
So in terms of performing renovations on them, what would you be looking for to do? The floor is one thing. I know we're using an LVT, a luxury vinyl tile in the lobby that could be extended into the restrooms, or you could do a tile, a different kind of tile. You've got the tile on the wall, which is cracked. I think when we were over there, I counted 9 different cracks running down. Just as a reminder, the tile starts about halfway up the wall, maybe just a little less than half, comes down, the rest is cinder block. But in that tile, you've got places where it's just been hit, it looks like with something that's broke loose, but you also have like settling cracks that have run through it. You got 9 different areas just for that, the cracks running down. We did have a couple people that we asked over there, both from Caldwell Plumbing and TDI, about like, well, could you just do sheetrock over it? The plumbing folks said that would be an expensive route to take with the plumbing fixtures, because you're gonna have to move them all out in 2 different restrooms, and you got 2 urinals and a toilet on one side for the men's, and then you have 2 toilets and a sink on the women's side that would have to be moved out. So you could do it, he said, but it would be a more expensive way than if you could just repair the tile. So I don't know if you're looking for us to get multiple quotes for different ways to fix it.
I'm just thinking like freshening it up. I mean, new fixtures, bathroom fixtures. The floor right now, if I remember right, it's like splatter paint or something.
It's an epoxy setup.
It's an
where you got-
epoxy, that's gonna be better than putting tile or something on there so it can get stained. It's gonna be something, a maintenance headache where the other stuff can be mopped up pretty quick. The walls, I would leave them mounted to the wall with the tile. You could pull a tile off and put something else up, FRP or something like that. And then paint and update a little bit. I don't know that we need to go overboard on it.
They're telling us behind the tile is some type of wire mesh that has been set in place. I don't know how difficult that is to.
It's tough.
Well, that's what they were telling us. Tough equals money. So one of the things that was brought up is bringing in a tile guy and maybe just replacing the individual cutting
That'll
out.
be fine.
Would that be
Yeah,
acceptable?
I think it would be fine.
Then we go pay and save some money.
Yeah, that's fine. But I know it's hard to get that out.
Suggestion? Am I allowed to speak?
well, no, that's supposed to
Answer
be
me.
called.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, something like that, or if we find another option that would work, that would be more affordable, that they acted like the big issue. You got two things. One, pulling the tile off was gonna be tough, which they're gonna charge you for. And then putting the what do you call it? Sheetrock over it would extend it out, and then you're gonna have to redo all your plumbing fixtures to bring it out. And so either way, it was. But now the flooring, if there's a certain type of flooring system, that's fine. If you're just looking to update the fixtures, that we can figure out relatively easy. It's just the tile on the wall. Can we figure out someone who can fix just the broken tile? And if you can, that would save you a lot of money.
You know, replacement tile is fine, but didn't it block above that ceramic wall?
It's a cinder block.
So there's block behind it, then it shouldn't have, that lath and tile and then block on top of it. It should have been tile to the floor up. If there's block above the ceramic, it should be block behind the ceramic. But fixing's gonna be easier, cheaper.
I do believe you quote me if I'm wrong here, Rick. I do believe there's definitely block behind the tile. It's just there's something between the tile and the block that they think is some type of metal mesh mixed in with something that would be difficult to remove. Wire mesh, Gary, you were there.
It's 2 inches difference from offset from the block to the tile. And I think it's and some of you will remember the steel lattice that they always put on before they put the tile on back in the 50s and 60s. That's like hard to cut. I mean, it's hard to remove.
Probably just get quotes on repairing the tile.
Floor, what was your consensus on the flooring?
Leave flooring as it is, the epoxy on it.
What condition's the floor in?
Difficult to clean.
It's very rough. It's like gravel, but that's the chips that they put down. But I don't know who done it, but
It was
I question whether it's done right. So
if it was done in the way it should have been done, you should be able to clean it without an issue. The problem is it's
not smooth at all.
Maybe come up with a couple options on it. I don't think that LED would be a good option for it.
Well, they make that sort of sand epoxy now that you can put down like on garage floors and porches and concrete stuff. It don't take nothing, it's self-leveling. They put a coat across it, the next thing be with a hammer, it won't bust it.
I sent him a video on that.
I've seen a bunch of that stuff. I don't know how good it is, I'm just saying.
This is exactly how it wasn't done that way.
I've seen it, I had,
Looks good.
that's a thought,
Okay.
just to cover the floor. I wouldn't when I'm putting tile stuff down.
Royal, the plumber, he seemed to think that the LVL would work fine on that floor. You just, where the drain is in the center, you'll just build it out like you do a toilet. The flange, so that would be a cheaper route.
It would be nice if the hand dryers blew out warm air.
We're working on that.
We have those
Explode germs.
We do. It's
I noticed they're cold, it's cold air.
extra parts replacing all of them.
natural air.
Yeah, it's not air conditioned, I'm sure.
It's not heated. Now, you could buy new ones that are heated, but I think they're around $400 to $500 a piece. But for two of them, I don't know if that's too much of a big deal for you.
I'll just keep cold hands, I guess.
You won't die.
Just get several options.
You'll be there.
Do you want to go through DDI or not?
You can have a quote, but I'd have a big part of it.
Okay, just going out and us overseeing it. Okay.
I don't see why you did. Might save some money.
Okay. C, consider approval of ordinance declaring a road closure for the October 6, 2025 East Burke High School Homecoming Parade.
There needs to be a correction to that. It should say October 5th.
Fifth,
DOT approved it for October 5th. I just typed it as the 6th. Obviously.
Make a motion to approve, flood closure for October the 5th. Correct. All right, all in favor? All right, thank you. Now, okay, 7, new business, and 7A, we're going to discuss harbor freight.
No,
Tools.
I think the fast tools work with.
Oh, okay.
Have them run back and forth, use it on.
Mhm.
I think about, we're gonna have man these tools.
Okay.
I've been down there, so a lot of those, most of those tools we get is just personal tools.
Mhm.
Carrying back and forth from place out, so I think it'll be equipped to do his job.
We're gonna give him a budget, it's just gonna,
We talked about that, depending on the type of project we have. I don't think we should go out and buy everything
just
we need.
everything at once.
Whatever I'm working on, if we don't have it, because chances are, we may not do it again for that certain task, but we'll be selective on what we get. We don't need a lot. As far as the lawn care stuff, we pretty much got what we need now. It's just whether or not we need a sander. I know I'm getting ready to start on the doors and the railing and everything like that, so I would just get what I needed. And, I don't look for it to be astronomical in any way, just, if I need a sander, I
Just
get a
kind of
sander.
as needed.
Yeah, as needed.
I think that's reasonable.
What did, Rick, you said they just put a line item or a?
Well, we have a maintenance line item. I think we could easily do it out of that line item.
Air compressor or a bias or something like that that you need every day. Air compressor, you do need every day.
Yeah, would you say we're, not tonight, but just to keep you, aware of what might come, Rick, do you think we're going through the maintenance line item pretty quickly this year? Last year was a great year for maintenance. The year before was over and above that needed several budget amendments. This year, I don't know if we're on track. Do you think at some point we may need an amendment?
We've hit it pretty good so far, but I don't think we're in need of an amendment yet. But
Okay.
I'll check between now and the next meeting. If there is, I'll let you know.
We have had a couple things, AC wise, break down that are expensive already. So,
Something up to it after the tools, get his heating and air fixed down there.
heating and air fixed.
Something that ain't fixed, that ain't too fixed.
I think the heat is gas, is that right?
I actually spoke with Reynolds when they came to do the air conditioning units here, and he said there was existing two. There was a unit outside and for the air and the unit inside for the heat. He said if he did it, he'd get rid of those and just put one that done both instead of buying two. And we're almost into winter now, so cooler weather. So, but if we get the water turned back on down there, we'll need some at least heat so the pipes won't freeze. But we can't do anything as far as there's no water, can't clean anything, can't wash your hands, do anything like that. If you got something in the eyes, you couldn't even wash it out. But other than water right now and heat for the winter.
If you're gonna do the heat, well, if you're gonna do the heat, why not do it all at one time?
Well, I haven't got-
All in one unit.
Yeah,
You're gonna do one unit.
we're gonna get a quote on that, just to see where we stood.
No, and if it's 5 or less, I can approve it out of the maintenance line. It's just if it's more than 5, we'd have to come to council next month, but.
Yeah, I'm I'm very frugal about. I won't even swap out trash bags unless I have to. I look at our money as our money can, so, because I am a taxpayer.
Yeah.
But no, everything's going well. We had Reynolds come out and do the preventive maintenance. It went really good. We actually found a pinhole in the condenser on the GM. But that's covered under the preventive maintenance. So we're ahead of the game on that already. So, but I asked him, how old the units were up there, and he said 2011. And he said they'd never been cleaned. So
Gosh, what is it? Surprised me.
From the looks of it. I'll show you some video of what it looked like up there on the roof, and it's terrible.
Did he indicate, or in terms of replacing them, will the preventative maintenance hold us over for a while?
Yes.
Or- Okay,
Yeah, he already repaired it.
okay.
But the trees are killing us on that side, on the roof. There's some soft spots in there.
We were told by two different roofing companies, one was after, or they were both after Helene, when we had them looked at just to see if there was any damage from Helene. But both of them told us we would probably need a roof replacement within a year. Not the upper portion, but the lower portion of the roof on the
Yeah,
gym.
there's not any trees that high up. We get all the debris from, because of our drains. We have 3 drains across the back and one on the south side. And they're all stopped up, so.
Was there a motion somewhere?
I think we can do it without a motion. Just
Okay.
know if it's over 5, it may be next month before we can bring you the quote back for the I don't know how quickly it's gonna get cold. That's the only, the other issue is we have 5 weeks in between this meeting and the next one, because there's a 5th Monday in September. So that will prolong how quickly we can get it back. But,
I don't think there's a freezing risk between now and then, but
okay, so we should be good. Just letting you know.
No, everything's going well.
Okay. September facilities report. That's in your packet. Was there any questions on that? Okay, if not, August tax report. That's in your packet. Next is events committee report. Who has that?
It's in the packet.
Oh, okay. And so now we are to committee reports, other committee reports. Technical coordinating committee.
We actually meet Wednesday, but I won't be there again due to work leadership. But Jody said she's gonna be there for the TAC.
So the transportation advisory committee is the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Western Fremont Council of Government,
That's tomorrow.
Burke Development.
Burke Development, so housing stock is continuing to go up, but we're only at like a 3.5 month housing stock. They like to be closer, somewhere in the 5-month range. Our, not so much Burke, but our area as a whole is up to a healthy point prior to COVID 2020. But Burke, we continue to see a slight, we're slightly down of where we need to be in terms of housing stock. They are moving, they're full steam ahead on the Burke Business Park, the shell building that they're planning to build. And then they also discuss tariffs and what issues that may have. And then also their student initiation program where they have students intern with businesses. They discuss that, then approve financials, and that was it.
Okay. Vedic.
It met on August the 28th at 11:30 at Old Rock School. The meeting was called to order by Chairperson Marla Thomas. Carrie presented a brief financial review highlighting the profit and loss statement and the balance sheet for July. Vedic is doing the audit, has started the audit process. The interest income is up 4.3% so far this year. Assets are up 2%, which is real good. Assets are over $3 million. It's a good thing. Terry is still working on the ARC grant. The board approved the revolving loan policies procedure that has to be filled out and approved before they can meet the requirements for the grant, so we had to approve that. Eddie reported on the technical assistance that was given to 3 clients as well as reviewed the delinquent report. Tish gave a review of the FedEx loan process, which was very interesting. There's 15 steps that you have to go through when you do a FedEx loan. And this may seem daunting when somebody applies for this, but they handheld you and walk you through each of the individual things. So I listed all of that in case anybody was interested in that. There's a lot of steps to go through to get a FedEx loan. The next meeting will be held on September the 25th, this Thursday at the Old Rock School.
Okay. Library Board of Trustees, we didn't meet this month. I will say we did clean on my parents' house and found 100 books in there. So we're donating to the library. They may throw every one of them away, I don't know, but maybe they'll use them.
Better let's see if there's any money tucked in it.
Oh, gosh, I don't know my parents. Well, all right, that's all our committees. Other business?
We did sell the gator for $7,000.
Good.
Cool.
Hildebran after Little League were the buyers.
Okay.
So if you see it running around here,
It's not stolen.
it's not stolen. It's staying.
Somebody didn't take it for a joyride.
And they're happy to have it.
I had heard that Don Barber's AC was out for several weeks. Is that correct?
I think it's out for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. The compressor that we just replaced, is that not correct?
Last year.
Went out, that we just replaced, had this issue last year. So they did come out, identify it, and they had to order it, wait on it to get here, and then they came out the following, what was it?
It's been repaired.
But it's repaired. It's
And it
fixed.
was a warranty replacement.
And it was a warranty replacement. We did have to pay for the labor, but not the part.
Dawn may go for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time and come in and but yes, it's been repaired.
I brought to Logan's attention that I rode on the back road when they were having a ball game last week, and there were plenty of empty spaces, but 2 big white pickup trucks had decided to pull up on the little hill next to the stage and park in the grass area. So
Because they could.
yeah, so I talked to Logan and maybe we can put some kind of barrier up there. I mean, and put up that they will be towed if they park on the grass area.
Chad said he was having a problem with that, so he's trying to address it every chance he could. That's what he was telling me, is he's putting cones and stuff up someplace, but they've been going around the cones and parking.
Also remind everybody of the proposed new elementary school. The meeting is next Tuesday at Eichert Elementary at 6 o'clock.
Do we,
I want a Hildebran too.
Oh, will it?
And they come here on the October 2nd, right?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, I think it's October 2nd. They're gonna be at the Hildebran Elementary, and then the Tuesday before, I believe it's at Eichert.
Well, I prefer to go to the one here.
Do we
I
have
do
number
want to
of
go.
council members who plan to attend that I could give them just an expectation
Yeah.
for? Okay. And I'll be there. For the Hildebran Eichert Little League stuff, do we maybe want to communicate to Chad that we're planning to put up some towing signs? Maybe he can let his coaches know, let the kids know, and just try to communicate that to some of the parents who are parking in the grass that.
Well, if he can communicate it with coaches, coaches should be able to communicate it with parents.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, other business, anything else?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, it's more of a question. I was wanting to know if we have any specific rules for making the motions and voting on an item that's not on the agenda. Do we have any guidelines for that? And what I'm referring to specifically is the vote that we took on the bonuses, and then the vote for the event planner, those to make it full-time and to who we hired. And those were both done under other business. I kind of felt like they should have been put on the agenda and voted on, and I took it upon myself to get in touch with. Well, I tried to get Robert Joyce in school government, but he was out. So Christina Wilson answered me. And her statement was, while making a motion that it's not on the agenda, it's legal, it's not appropriate. Procedures under Robert's Rules of Order, and I know you said we didn't use Robert's rules, but actually what we use is like a condensation of what procedures that we're using. Should first, under Robert's Rules, a member should first make a motion to amend the agenda to add something, and if that motion passes by majority vote, then you can put it on the agenda. But it would have to be handled at the next meeting. You don't make a motion and vote on it under the other business. That's not really the proper way to do it.
What would you do with other business or new business?
Just take it off the agenda. If we can't talk about other business. I mean, some of that stuff come up during the meeting and stuff, like the.
But it wasn't voted on.
That came up after the public comments and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's the, Jared, you correct me if I'm wrong, there's kind of, there are things in the state law that you're not even required to have an agenda, but if you do have an agenda, there are certain things that are outright required, and then there's things that are suggested. You know, like you definitely, if you're gonna do it this way, you should handle it this way. I don't know that we did it in a way that's not legal. I just don't know if it's.
Well, it's not illegal, it's just not an appropriate way to do it. And
Then
I
going
personally, the way I feel, I don't think Ben was here that night, but I personally felt like when you brought up the bonuses, which I think everybody thinks that I don't want bonuses, that's not true. But it kind of blindsided me. I don't know if the rest of you had discussed it beforehand, but it kind of made me feel like, well, if I don't vote for it, then everybody's gonna think I don't want bonuses. But I just felt like, especially when it's something concerning pay or money or something like that, it should be on the agenda instead of just brought up without everybody knowing about it ahead of time.
You could, not something I've looked at, you could do another business policy on what you're willing to look at or talk about, but it's up to y'all. I mean, it's you governing yourselves.
Well, that was kind of my question. Do we have anything? I don't know.
I don't, nothing like that would control that. No, if you want to set a policy,
I
sort of
would-
like
I
the
would-
seconding and whether you follow Robert's rules.
Yes.
It's been more by custom. I don't think there's any, as to that at least, nothing that I've seen.
Maybe something just specifically if it's about handling money. Because something that we're able to maybe discuss beforehand instead of just bringing it up, how much springing it on everybody.
Well, something major, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I
not
know
this little.
You had the thing about what they had asked about the jury, and that wasn't, I didn't consider that major, but
No.
other things have been pretty expensive.
Mhm.
Do you want to put a number? I mean, just to help us in terms of drafting a policy, is there a number? And even that gets tricky, but is there a certain type of, and I know what you mean by major, trust me, I would assume y'all have an agreement when something's major or not major, but to put that in a policy, you gotta figure out a term and then a number that kicks in or something. Is there something in mind that you have that you would say like, well, if it's 5,000 or if it affects the budget by X amount, or if it's a continuing ongoing expense, or
Well,
I
and
don't know what
that's
we're looking
something
for.
else we might want to discuss. Is that gonna set a precedence for something to do every year? Because now we've got 2 new full-time employees, so we're gonna keep doing that every year. I think the standard is that they get a week's pay for like a Christmas bonus.
yeah, in terms of like, when you say standard, like,
Well, what
You
we've
mean
done
like,
in the past or what's been done in the past.
yeah, well, and that was the Christmas bonus is something that is done yearly.
But I'm assuming that this was in addition to the Christmas bonus, the extra $1,500. I just think, I mean, that's $7,500. I just think that's something that maybe we ought to.
Well, in my opinion, all the grants stuff they got up, I think they worked for it. They earned it.
Oh, I'm not saying they didn't work for it.
That's all
I just think it's
Other
something
than
needs to
Christmas time,
discuss.
give them a loan. I mean, I didn't think there'd be no discussion about it. I didn't think nobody go against it.
And you can't tie the hands of the council members, you know, if they have something they need to deal with, that's what we were elected for.
Well, they must not have an agenda, then it's just coming in.
And then the
Duke it out.
rules,
No, if you did that, I just wondered about this new bids and other bids. We're gonna knock them off or?
No,
I think the main thing is not
Everything
every year, we give
everything can be
we give a
done.
week's pay for Christmas, which this year will exceed $6,000. I don't think every year we need to do a bonus. That's what my concern
Christmas
is.
money is stuff we voted on during the budget session, and I think we all voted unanimous on
Mhm.
it, approving the budget. So,
Right, but that's not make it I don't think we should make it a yearly thing.
And I don't, in terms of what's in the budget, we did this year, right? Okay. What I can do too is just look to see if there is an other business template on other governments that may have self-regulated with a policy for their council. I can look that up and see if there's a template for that. Is that something you just bring back next month, see what we can, if we can find
I
something?
would like to see it, I guess.
Alice is on the clerk's listserv and I'm on the manager's listserv. We can put that out and just see if anybody responds from other towns that have them. And see if something comes back.
Though it's not required by law,
Right, it would be a policy you're implementing.
we would have to vote and approve.
Is that all? Is there any other business? Yes.
Just to update you on the, maintenance vehicle. I think we started it close to 60 days, has lapsed and we'll have to get a new, bid. But the 2026s are out. They won't have any 2025. Second question, are you opposed to buying used?
Opposed to what?
Buying something used?
The only reason we say that is in the course of the time that we were trying to sell the existing Gator, there were several that came up that had a minute amount of hours and miles in terms of what they're expected to run. That would have saved you anywhere between $2,000 and $6,000. That, again, I don't know if there'd have been a warranty, but they were in like the, what one had 50 hours on it, which is nothing. I mean,
It was just people test driving it.
Well, it's like anything else. When they get something new, they think, "Oh, we're going to really enjoy this and do this." And camper, go camping one time, figure out this is it for us. It's those types of situations. People get them all the time. They figure that's not for them. But just wanting to be clear, make sure do the right thing. What you want to do.
Yeah, I would be fine with the used one.
I'll just check it out.
Is everybody okay with that?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
And we're just waiting for the right deal.
Okay.
We're frugal about what we do.
There were two that had like less than 50 miles and less than like,
1,000 miles, less than 50, 60 hours on it,
I mean,
which is not bad.
It is, snag it up.
Well, the first
provided it's less than the amount you approved.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The only other, I had other business, I've gotten 2 notifications on the it's either Klein Park Court or Klein Park Drive. The dead end road that the town owns. One is, we had a of deer that have been, we've always had an issue where people dump back there, and we've talked about it in the past about possibly getting a camera. We've had issues where people dump, and then ever so often we have it just cleaned up for $500 or $600. But here recently, and Vicky sent it to me, that there's like definitely one deer carcass that was placed on a couch in like a position that, yeah, it's not, and it wasn't like a hunting, it doesn't look like they're hunting and I mean, obviously they're not taking it back and eating it. It looks like they just killed a deer. And then the other three I didn't see, but they're evidently out there. I don't know if you want to pursue again, looking to have some type of camera set up out there.
If that continues to be that
If we
kind of a
get-
problem.
If we get a camera and get who it is, can we prosecute?
Yes,
You can find out who it is and prove it.
yes. Yeah.
You have to have a good camera to read tag number.
Well, the last time we put a camera up, they sold them, so.
Well, could you use whatever camera you get out there in conjunction with your flock? Could law
Sure.
enforcement access the
Yeah.
flock cameras that
Uh,
store license plates, makes, model, color?
We have a-
What done.
We have a flock out there on City, so, just past Happy Day Grocery, so that helps catch that traffic. Doesn't do anything for going back out the other side, going to North Center Street. But, the biggest problem is that's a Powell, that's a town road, correct?
You can't close it.
Right, so what ideally would take, this is law enforcement side of me speaking, what would really be nice is if we had a gate at the beginning of Klein Park Court, which is off of Klein Park Drive. One that only sort of covered the road, but it also covered where they go through the ditches. But that would ideally be the best thing to do, but since it's a town road.
Well, before we discovered that you couldn't block it off,
Right.
we did.
Yes, they did have
The
a gate up,
owners
yeah.
did too,
Yeah.
a property on there,
Right.
and they generally either drove over the fence,
Yeah.
over the cable, cut the cable, drove around. I mean, they did everything in their power to get beyond the.
We've got one business, well, there's two properties out there. Solar panel farm property is 2 lots, 1 property, and then the Bitcoin, they own the other part. Even if we had a gate and we wanted to put an Knox box on it or either have a key, they're understanding that they could get a key from the town if they wanted to go out and perform maintenance or cut grass or do anything like that. But it's still sewer that runs out through there, so it's a town road. That's the problem.
And if you're getting parallel funds for it, it has to be
Right.
open.
Right, and they can access that whole entire area from the power lines.
And it
That's the
appears,
problem.
it appears to be some type of landlord or rental property owner, because it's always, in addition to just bags of
Yes.
trash, there's couches, tables, things that it looks like someone's cleaning out a rental
Yes.
property. And as often as it happens, I would assume that it's some type of a landlord that's dumping out there. Anytime he or she has a turnover in an apartment, it looks like they clean it out and just go dump it down there. So we can look at a camera. The second thing, do you want us to look into getting quotes on some type of a camera put up down there?
Yeah, how much could we fund it for? I mean, how much money?
Yeah, that there was a shop there.
It would definitely fall underneath the ordinance, illegal dumping.
They're breaking a state law. They're littering massive amounts. It's almost solid waste dumping
It's,
with his.
it's like Jared say, knowing and proving is 2 different things.
Even then, it's a class 1 or worst.
Yeah.
So,
It is, yeah. Slap on the wrist.
yeah.
It's a violation of the code. Could get Chad or whoever to write it up and present it to the landowner and let the landowner take initiative to stop it.
Jared, can you get a magistrate's order for illegal dumping?
They'll give them one.
Could they give them?
That wouldn't necessarily be like an ordinance. Chad finding the owner.
Charge.
Then the owner take initiative to.
You're talking about like putting a lien on the property and finding like civil as opposed to the criminal side? That might be one way to do it.
Well, and
That's not really a
part of the
No,
issue is they're not,
yeah,
sometimes the dumping does make it onto the property, but a lot of the time it's like a little cul-de-sac or end of a street, little round circle, and they just dump it right there on the road.
That's about all you can do is a criminal violation.
It's not just one property all the way around.
Yeah, and you've got 2 or 3 different property owners on that circle that you would have to.
I thought they were dumping on a specific property or something.
No, it's literally, I mean, it's so much. You could
Well,
probably fill half this room with it every time we go and clean it up. I mean, that's the thing.
The largest part of it's in the cul-de-sac, but as you drive to the cul-de-sac, you have 2 embankments on the right and the left that are probably 20 feet high. And they'll either just toss it over the embankment or they'll go out to the end where the cul-de-sac is and dump it out there. So,
The other one, we also were notified Rise notified that there's a homeless camp that's set up on that same property, the crypto property. So I will contact
sure.
Kevin. Is there anything in our code?
Urban camping, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's not public
whether
property.
trespass, what we need to do is find out where it is, whether it be Bitcoin or the solar panel.
I think we can find out tonight, maybe right after the meeting. We'll get into it.
As long as you identify whose property they're on, then they can literally charge them for trespass. But that would be Bitcoin or, but you don't own the property. Only thing you can do is ordinance it. You can't charge them because it's not your property.
Right.
Correct, Jerry?
Can't do the rest of those things, get permission to do it.
Correct. Yes.
And post it, yeah.
Have we
All
heard
you
anything,
need is a letter.
have we heard anything else about the Bitcoin mining?
I have not. I've not heard anything. I've not heard any updates that say if they're moving forward, how quickly or anything. Nothing. That's all I have.
And I think they're interviewing for deputy this week.
Okay.
And Byrd County has agreed to give us, I guess, a free pro bono type deputy for the barbecue because we don't currently have a deputy.
Okay.
You need a motion to adjourn?
I was gonna say announcements next. Oh, yes.
We have the barbecue on October 18th, just a reminder. Whoever can come out and be a face or help serve, that would be amazing.
Yeah, you better call me right before. I'll forget.
I'll send you a text.
Thank you. Okay, now we can,
I'll make that motion.
all in favor? Thank you.
Dave, one thing you might have about dumping site. If you, dump site, they put up there in front of the fish pond. Fire them guys, over in. And they told me he got pissed off over there, he thought he was leaking, drove off. You do that here, it's a dump. Burke County paid for it, taxes paid for it for years. I don't know how that, like it's sacred, you gotta put this can here, this bag here. It all goes to the same damn place.